Alrighty, we got our weapons finally done. Everything is all good to go. I got my primary done. Got my secondary done. Now, it's time to do the personal equipment. Alright, bro. We finally got the fit done. See what our friend thinks. Alrighty, let's see what he thinks of the new fit. He agreed to rate it for me. Alright, well, I don't think he liked the outfit, so we're going to change that up. I'm going to try to do this whole thing in one cut, like the entire thing, so wish me luck. Alright, starting our way from the top down, we're going to start with our headgear. We're going to be making a relatively simple outfit, so nothing too fancy or nothing too realistic yet. Usually I use the Aegis Maritime. I don't really know how to pronounce that first abbreviation, I guess. But for now, we're going to be going to our shell exterior accessory, and we're going to be equipping just honestly any of them. They're all pretty much the same. It's just this little net texture that makes them all different. So we're just going to be using a solid stretch. As you can see on the top, we have personal markers. These are going to be little white or little white strobe lights that you can use to identify who's friendly, who's not friendly. We're just going to be, if you want to, this is completely optional. You can equip one if you want to. You don't have to. Completely your choice. Moving on to the loop face accessories, you can either attach a flashlight through the fast attach mount, which also has these two lights, one infrared and one just regular, or you can just use the regular light and attach that on that way. But for now, we'll be using a morale patch. We will be putting on just a random one, so we'll just put on this one, and we will put on the flashlight over here. So let me put that one on right there, and we'll be keeping that over there. Moving down a little bit, we have our night vision shroud. Don't worry about this too much. This is basically just where you're going to put your shroud accessory. So, for example, how are you going to mount your night vision? So, for example, we'll put on these GP NVGs. And just for the sake of today, you don't have to put on night vision. If anything, I would actually suggest using one of these down here on this black night vision shroud or night vision mounting bracket. But for the sake of this video today, we'll be using this one. Moving down a little bit, we have peripheral type. These are basically just helmet mounted comms or helmet mounted headphones. We'll be getting those in a second. We'll be putting the actual ones on our head, not really mounted. However, if you do want to, this is kind of what they look like, just for the sake of giving you guys kind of a vision into what it looks like. Anyways, moving over here, I wouldn't worry about these too much. These are mostly just other lights. Some of these can go back here, but for now we'll be skipping over those. External battery supply. So basically, realistically, it would power your night vision. However, these are just purely cosmetic, as well as the counterweight, which is pretty straightforward. Other than that, we will go ahead and move on. Subwear is just a knit cap or just like a little beanie. You can color it into different styles or different colors. Sorry, but that is completely up to you whether you want to do that or not. But for now, today, we'll be removing it. Moving on to earwear, we'll be putting on a SWAT Set 4. These also are purely cosmetic. However, just please make sure you have a microphone on, or at least buy a microphone, because at least in my opinion, it looks pretty good. They aren't exactly recolorable, so most of them just come in black as far as I know. But the headset is always a nice addition to the overall look of the character. Moving on to eyewear, you have these sunglasses, some of these little goggles, but for today we'll be using Profile NVGs, or NVG. These have different lens that you can insert. So you can either have clear or smoke gray. Smoke gray is kind of just blacking out your lenses. These also come in some different colors, but for today we'll be just using black. Moving down to face wear, we'll have a pretty good assortment of different masks. We'll also have a little bit of gaiters that you can choose from. You also have a gas mask. However, do keep in mind that it may remove your night vision or profile NVGs once you actually put it on. Obviously, it hasn't removed it yet because I haven't actually bought it to equip it, but just keep that in mind when you're about to equip it. For today, we'll be using the balaclava, if I did say that correctly. Moving on to the to our below neck stuff, we'll be moving over to handwear. Today we'll be using the CTF Alpha, or if you want to, the Slingshot Tactical. Both of these come in a assortment of colors. I do love the CTF Alpha due to the fact that they come in a lot of different colors that you can use. The main portion of it is actually black. It's just the color kind of... Sorry, the main color of it is black. The little parts where the fingers would be are what you're actually coloring. Moving on to apparel, you're going to have apparel top and apparel bottom. For now, I would keep both of these just the default G3 Combat field. Just the regular G3 Combat shirts or G3 Combat pants as well, for the sake of the outfit that we're making. However, it is completely up to you. Just please, for the love of God, do not do some bullshit like this. Okay, I am begging you. It doesn't look good. Okay, it doesn't match. I swear, please, please stop. Just don't. I've seen too many people do this. Like legit, that in particular. I think I've seen a couple people do that. It doesn't match up. Please don't do that. I'm begging you, please, with all my heart, please don't do that. But moving on, also have wristwear. This isn't too important. This is completely optional whether you want to put on a watch or not, but it definitely does add to the fit a little. Moving on away from apparel, we'll be moving on to the vest or chest rigs. For example, we'll have sometimes we'll have the regular plate carriers. Otherwise we might have rigs. This is a whole thing of body armor. Whichever one suits your style, whichever one suits your fit, go for it. Just please make sure the camos are correct. However, we will be using the MPC 2.0, or you can also, I guess, use the CVS since they are pretty similar. Not in terms of looks, but in terms of like where all of your accessories go. So first, we'll start here with the push-to-talk hardpoint. We'll be using this one for now. We'll put this one actually on the other side, and we'll be this one. They're only colored black, sadly. So yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to have two of these on. I think I've done that once, so I'm not perfect either, guys. Please. For these ones, we'll be putting on the end user mounting plates, and these will allow you to put your end user device, which are little mobile, essentially like little phones you can get information from. So like if you need to check images of like, well, this is realistically if you were to like check images of like a map of a facility you're raiding, or anything along those lines. At least I think. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. But we'll also put down our moral patch. Also, I should say again that all of this is completely optional. If you don't want to put, for example, this exact patch on, please be my guest. Please just do something else. All right, like put something else on. Honestly, it adds to your character, adds to your outfit. Do whatever you want. But continuing on, we will put down some mag pouches. Now, personally, I do love the pistol plus AR mag pouch. It's my personal favorite. If you couldn't tell from my other outfits I've made already, or other loadouts I've made already, just please make sure that your magazines line up with your gun. So, for example, I have a window M4 mag, so I will be putting these down. I do also have a Glock for my secondary, although you don't really see that, so we'll be keeping those there. So with these little accessory rails right here, you can either put, or at least I would suggest either putting ammo pouches, utility or general purpose pouches, or you can also put a radio pouch. I wouldn't really do anything else unless if it's specifically lining up off of like a real life loadout that you want to copy. For today, we'll be using the radio pocket right here. Put down a radio. Some radios will have the option for a VHF blade antenna. These are also purely cosmetic. So completely up to you whether you want to do them or not. Over here for this accessory rail, we'll put down a small slimline upright just general pouch. You can also put down a regular upright general pouch. It's completely your choice, but for the outfit that I'm making, I will put a slim. Oh, that's not the right one. Put a slim down, slimline, upright general pouch down. Over here on this side, I would suggest either going and putting down general purpose pouches or the medical pouch, or even better, put nothing down at all. From what I've seen from a lot of loadouts, a lot of guys don't like putting like pouches down like right here, and it makes sense. So if you don't wanna, or if you wanna, save an extra buck, don't put anything down. But for the loadout we're making, I will put a medical pouch just on this side. Now moving back here, you can either put nothing, or you can also put more upright general pouches, or just regular smaller general pouches. It's again, it is completely up to what you want to do. We will leave this side empty for now. And if you want to, you can also add back panels, which allow for slots of inventory. However, you can either do a zip-on panel, or you can do a backpack. You cannot put both, sadly. So, anyways, moving on from the vest down, we will go to our belt. For this one, we will use the Task Force belt. The Task Force belt is just my general favorite. I use it for pretty much all of my loadouts, except for my Russian PMC that I deleted to replace with this one, so I could make the video. So one like equal one prayer for PMC or Russian PMC loadout, something like that. I don't know. I think that's how you get subscribers or something. Anyways, put down some pistol mags. For over here, since we have a little bit more room, we'll put down a mini upright general pouch. Now, what gets interesting is if you come over here on this right side, you can put down either a regular handgun holster, or if you scroll down, I believe there is a M9 holster right here. Whichever one you want to do. Since we have a Glock, I will be using the regular handgun holster. You can configure it so it's up higher or it's lower, but for now we will keep it nice and up high. Moving on from that, we will go to the some more ammo pouches, or some more pistol ammo pouches. I like to keep canted ones on the sides over here. In my personal opinion, it'd make it easier to grab ammunition. However, it is completely up to you whether you want to do that or not. For this one, I will actually probably remove this and add a mini pouch if I can. Never mind, I cannot. So I will probably put nothing. Moving on from that, sorry, my throat's been a little bit stuck ever since I've been sick in the last video. So forgive me for the almost constant coughing, or whatever you want to call the grunting sound. Anyways, moving on from that, we will add a micro trauma kit at the back along with a tourniquet. Place right here, the ace tourniquet. Staging method, whether you want to, it's essentially just flipping it, so whichever side you want, go for it. moving over here, I'll put down some more canted magazine pouches, or ammo pouches, I guess. And with that, our set will be pretty much complete. Technically, you can put regular rifle magazines down here. However, that is completely up to you whether you want to do that or not. So far, this is our complete fit. We have three pistol magazines down here, along with the other three, making 6. If you wanted to, you could probably add another magazine pouch on this side for the AR. However, for now, I'll just keep it like this. Tell me what you guys think about the fit. Oh, finally, last but not least, I almost forgot footwear. You can either make it tan or black. I know. It's such an important detail. I know. But anyways, that'll be the complete fit for now. Don't worry about adding night vision yet. If you want to, you can just add, or you can just keep the flashlight, or even better yet, just keep the bracket. I do see sometimes in real life a lot of soldiers will have that bracket but no night vision, which makes sense. But however you style yours, completely up to your own desires or your own opinions. You can design it however you want. If you want to make a Russian guy, go for it. If you want to just make a regular civilian loadout with a Hawaiian t-shirt, which yes, they do have a Hawaiian t-shirt. I know, I was surprised too when I started playing, but it's completely up to you. They also did add the a new pilot, or the HGU 56P, which is a headpiece, or just a helmet for pilots essentially, which I do use for my pilot loadout. However, I wouldn't go too far forward and just use that immediately, especially due to the fact that you can only put on this night vision. So make sure when you're picking your cosmetics, please, in my personal opinion, I would make sure that the camo is always either just correct or the same. Either use one camo and one solid color, or just camo. Please, I have seen so many noobs walk in with mixed matched camos, with guns that shouldn't exist. Just please don't be that guy. Anyways, I think I'll end the video here. Everybody watching, have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next video.